This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 20% off, go to squarespace.com and use offer code PATCH9. This episode of The Patch is also sponsored by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere, on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/thepatch. That's huluplus.com/thepatch.
Hey!
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
We are patching,
Holy
everyone.
crap, Jack.
Yay!
Firing out
I'm
with
just trying to
energy.
blow out the audio already.
Oh my
It's
God.
Mr. Enthusiast. They're going to adjust you down for like the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
now.
Then I'm going to get it really quiet.
Hey,
during the whole
everybody.
thing.
Welcome to The Patch. This is Rooster Teeth Gaming Podcast. With me, as always, is
Yeah,
Michael
every
Jones.
time. Hello.
As always.
I'm Burnie Burns. And
Yo,
that handsome gentleman over there is
Yo
Mr.
soy Jack Pattillo.
Jack Pattillo. Gus is out again.
He is.
I get kind of lost without Gus. I'll have to
Slacking.
admit.
He's like the podcast ship commander, I would
true.
say. Like, he wears the hat and has the wheel.
He's the lead producer. That's
Yeah.
all it takes to be a captain is a fucking hat and just stick the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. And a bird on your shoulder, right?
I can do that.
Or does the first mate have the bird on the shoulder? I don't know. Speaking of...
Is there like, is that a rule?
I had the most confused look on my face, I bet.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Talking about
Assassin's Creed 4, hey, they just announced a new Assassin's Creed game. They announced that.
They announced it a while ago.
They announced two that are coming out.
okay.
I think
Wait a
yesterday.
second. They announced a new Assassin's
Well,
Creed game before this one is out.
Yes. Well, they announced Assassin's Creed Liberation. Ubisoft announced that Assassin's Creed Liberation, which is a PS Vita game, is now coming to Xbox and PS3. I don't know if it's coming to next gen or not, but
A lot of info about the Vita this week. They
Yeah.
they announced Sony had a press conference late on Monday. It was like 1 a.m. our time here in Central Time, and they talked about new Vitas, a bunch of new colors. It's been
Vita-
like a week of like colored portable items.
yeah. They
Like,
got
was
the new iPhone 5 or 5C and then
5C.
the PS Vita TV. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but anyway, I'm excited for Liberation because that was a title that was where you played the female pirates and an assassin or a female something in Assassin's Creed 3 world, that realm.
Female
Like,
something.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she was a pirate
human,
or if she was
it
like
maybe
a,
like an animorph
like a colonist
Like a
or
female
what.
dagger.
something there. Yeah.
She was a chair. You actually play as a chair the whole time. And then they announced Assassin's Creed Pirates, which is an iPad game, or it's a like mobile device game.
Okay.
So those look kind of cool, and I think they announced a couple other things too, like a new JRPG and a few other things.
I want to go back for a second.
So-
Okay, Michael, you were here for the full description. Can you explain to me what Assassin's Creed Liberation is?
No.
I want to hear
Please
you
just not
explain
paying
it.
attention.
Oh yeah, it's like the one with the girl thing from 3.
And I know there's a Vita in there
It
somewhere.
was a
Yeah.
Vita title that now has been ported to full console.
Oh,
So
there
it
you
was
go.
a Vita title. Now it's on full
Yes,
consoles.
yes.
Okay, when is it
With
coming
women.
It's coming out soon. I don't know when exactly. But.
Women somethings.
And then
We'll
the
see.
Assassin's Creed Pirates game, and then whatever else. There's a whole bunch of Ubisoft stuff.
That is
coming
Black
out.
Flag, one of the vendors that was at RTX this year.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
that was the game where if people were waiting in line to see you guys, they could play. Could they play Black Flag while they were in line, or was that a separate thing?
No, it was a separate thing. They had a line for Black Flag. They had a line for us. Then we had Shoot Mania and Trials Evolution there as well. So
All right,
Ubisoft repping our booth pretty good.
I'm going to look up Assassin's Creed Liberation and
All
see what we
right.
can find on this.
Dude.
But what do you think that, honestly, Jack, I know that Assassin's Creed, I always say that in the company, there are franchises that I associate with specific people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I associate Resident Evil with you, Michael.
Right.
And Dead Rising as well.
Ninja Gaiden with Monty.
And if there was a My Little Pony game with
Yeah.
that as well. And then with you, it's Dead Space and it is Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Those are the franchises. If I hear about them, I'm going to go to you and ask you for information about
Makes
it. So,
sense.
as a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, how do you feel about them going back to names like Liberation?
I mean, that's okay. I mean, that was an old title anyway. I mean, it was sort of like an offshoot of 3. I mean, it was sort of the sister game to 3 anyway. So, I don't know what do you think they should have called, like 3.5 or something? Or?
I think they should just number them. I think we should be on like Assassin's Creed 8 at this point.
I mean, but this didn't really take place in sort of the normal canon structure of Assassin's Creed. You have Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelation, 3, and now Black Flag.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
It's
so
like 1, 2, Revelation, Brotherhood,
Yeah. So they've kind of jumped around, but I mean, the Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 made sense because each of those games had a main character. First one was Altair, then Ezio, then Connor. So like that was 2 was 2 Brotherhood and Revelation were all the Ezio trilogy, that whole arc of him. So
which you loved.
I love that character.
And you love that.
That might be my favorite character.
Yeah, I think that's
any
probably
video
the
game.
best.
Yeah, I mean that like you literally go from being a baby, like literally into you start as a baby Ezio, and then you end up as an old man Ezio. So I love his character arc, and apparently there's a movie called like Embers or something, or Assassin's Creed Fall of Embers. I forget what it is, but it's like an anime about what happens to Ezio, sort of in between Revelation and where I think 3 picks up. I'm not sure. I gotta figure that one out. But
Ubisoft got into home video for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing it or if it's as strong as it was, but there was, we used to sell DVDs at GameStop for Red versus Blue, and then GameStop just essentially eliminated their online product, or excuse me, their home video product, and so we didn't sell DVDs there anymore. But a couple times Ubisoft has been about to go back in there, and that has given us an avenue to take Red versus Blue back in there. So
no, that's cool. But I love Assassin's Creed. Obviously, that's my big thing. So anything Assassin's Creed related, I will watch.
All right,
lovingly.
I'm going to read some Assassin's Creed Liberation information here. So this is from IGN.com.
All right.
Well, a little independent site. Yeah, IGN. Wow, never heard of them.
Good luck to those
guys. Yeah. Ubisoft has announced 2 new Assassin's Creed games: Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, not just Liberation, Jack, but Liberation. HD.
Liberation HD.
As its name suggests, is a remake of last year's PlayStation Vita game for consoles, while Assassin's Creed Pirates is a new mobile title. So they're taking Black Flag and making it mobile. They're calling that Pirates, basically.
Yeah.
According to Ubisoft, Liberation offers a complete graphical overhaul, remastered music and sound effects, a revamped gameplay experience, and new missions that dive deeper into Avalon's story. You know Avalon? Do you know this character?
Avalon that's the character I was telling you about.
That's
the
female
the
thing.
female assassin.
It's an Avalon.
So it's an Avalon.
Yeah, we got her. We got everyone.
Don't worry.
It's fine.
We figured it out.
Does that translate for you? Do you like all games that are like Assassin's Creed? Like you guys have been doing Let's Plays for Achievement Hunter in Splinter Cell.
Yes.
Do you like all stealth-based games?
I'm not a big stealth guy in general. Even Assassin's Creed, I like when it comes to being the stealthy thing, like hiding in the trees and jumping down and killing and running. I'm not good at that stuff. Like I don't know if I'm just too impatient to just work through, like take my time with it. But I always end up just kind of running in and just murdering everyone and just fighting it out. So that probably gives me more work in the long run, but it's easier for me.
I think every stealth game, kind of devolves into that anyway, where you try to be as stealthy as possible, you mess it up, and then you got to shoot your way out.
Yeah, the goddamn it moment, like in Payday 2, where it's like,
that's
all right,
the
here
thing.
we go.
There's games that like a Splinter Cell or like a Payday 2, where especially in multiplayer, where stealth is like the objective, fucking impossible in Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
Like Payday 2 is like, all right, what do we? And then there's people screaming and calling the cops. Like Gavin put his mask on, he's like shooting a teller in the face. It's like literally impossible.
It's impossible with Gavin.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah,
Gavin's the one who makes it hard.
Yeah, he's the bumbling one of the group. Where he will not wait for anything.
Everybody wants to just go, and then it's just like, oh, is that what we're doing? Whatever, just shoot him.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's the Leroy Jenkins of The Office.
Man, we just released the podcast released a podcast Let's Play. It was Gus, me, Jordan, and Brandon playing Payday.
Yeah.
Payday 2 on the Xbox, and it just came out, but we recorded that thing like 3.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which I understand why you guys have a backlog. I don't know why Gus is keeping a backlog, but it was weird because I knew we were shooting this thing the next day, so I played Payday all night that night so that I could be up on like how to play this game. So there wasn't that first 5 minutes of like, okay, what do we do?
Oh wait, you played Payday 1?
No, I played Payday 2.
Okay.
It was like it came out
came
Wednesday?
out on a Friday.
Yeah, was it a Friday?
It wasn't available until Friday.
Yeah, we basically had to
Because
track
that's when
it
we
down.
filmed it.
Well, it was like a couple days maybe then,
Yeah.
and I picked it up, and then I played the night before,
Okay.
though, to be ready for it. But I played it a lot since then, so it's like it's weird to go back and watch yourself playing something for the first time.
Dude, watch our Minecraft Let's
Yeah.
Play. The first Minecraft Let's Play. It makes me want to shoot myself in the head.
But you guys put that out as soon as you made it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so now, yeah.
You had already seen it and then gone on to become way better at Minecraft. You know what's weird? I never have played the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft.
Really?
Really?
I mean, I might have loaded it up like once, but I had played that thing so much by the time it came out on Xbox. I
Damn.
had played it on PC.
Right.
That, I was, it's weird with this company because I got into Minecraft and I actually executive produced a documentary about Mojang.
The Player 2 production guys, right?
Yeah, and that was before you guys had ever touched Minecraft. Like, I was I mean, it's obviously a very popular game. I'm not being negative about it. I was already kind of done with Minecraft before it got this whole other second life.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to PlayStation 4. That's going to be unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I'm still curious to hear what they're going to do as far as the save games, if they're going to transfer them over to the next-gen consoles, because that's a big deal for us, for Achievement Hunter. It's like, do we want to recreate Achievement City in Xbox One version of Minecraft?
To me, that's the best part about the Achievement Hunter Let's Plays in Minecraft, is that it doesn't seem like a narrative, but it really is. Like, you guys are building like this virtual space. That so many people identify with that.
The narrative is so absurd to the point where, like, sometimes, depending on, like, how long the filming goes, like, one game could be, like, it's a 2-parter or a 3-parter or stuff like that. And depending on, like, the million other things we have to do in the week, sometimes we'll film something that's going to get put out, but we're like, that's 3 parts, we don't have time to, or Gavin doesn't have time to edit it, so then we'll film, like, a 1-parter and put that out first because we have to get it out faster.
What's a 1-parter?
Like it's a single episode.
Video.
Like a one-shot
Yeah,
episode.
it's not like to be continued next week. So sometimes we'll film like a 2 or 3-parter, but it won't come out until after the 1-parter. And like we have to make a point when we record it not to mention stuff that's not out yet. Because like to us it already happened, but we know to the friggin' internet it didn't happen yet.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, don't mention any of this because people aren't going to know what we're talking about.
Jeez.
So like a lot of times we'll be like, we really over the top and stupid, but we're like, oh, here we are the next day because it's like 2 weeks later or something. And we have to like fill something in.
It's like living your own life on DVR.
Yeah, we have to we have to stop and think like, wait, okay, what's the narrative? Okay, all right.
Yeah, where are we at? Like, okay, is Gavin in the lads right now, or did he get kicked
Yeah,
out?
it's weird.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We have to think, like, to us, and it's really hard, it's impossible to keep track because there's like a million videos that come out a week. But we can literally like keep the narrative, from like, well, we did Minecraft, and then we carried that over to GTA, and then remember this happened in this video, and then that happened, and there's a line, because we record everything in order.
Yeah.
So there's like that line to us is totally screwed. Like once it goes on the internet.
Yeah, it was our last week. We caught a little bit of flack because we were going to be out of town for PAX. So the Rooster Teeth podcast, we pre-recorded it.
Okay.
Which most people, they don't watch the podcast live. The majority, like 95%, 99% of the people who consume the podcast do it through iTunes or do it through YouTube. And but the live stream people were that week. They thought it was like a switcheroo kind of a thing. We were very upfront about it. You know what I mean? But I guess we got to be. More careful about that. What's the better thing? To just not have a live stream?
Yeah, I mean, we've done that before, though. No one's really cared, it seems like. So, I don't know.
In my mind, I'd rather have a pre-recorded episode show up at the right time in the right slot of the week. You know? And I know we can't do that with everything, but
hitting a schedule is important. Like, I mean, especially on the internet. I mean, that's why. I mean, like once you start doing that, that's
we even caught some of that with like at the beginning of summer, like everybody in Achievement Hunter took vacations, and Jeff was gone for a while. He was gone for like 6 weeks. I think he was only back for like 1 week or something in between that. So we had to film like a lot of stuff in advance, and we said that publicly, like everybody's going out of town. We got to film, and then like we just kind of edited it and then released it, but like. By like the 5th or 6th week, where like clearly we were talking about stuff that was like a month and a half ago.
Right.
Like people were getting mad. Some people would get mad. Like, all right, enough of this old shit already. It's like, it's still new. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather nothing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like people absolutely get offended if it's like not new enough. If it's like recorded 2 weeks ago, they're just like, oh, this isn't new.
Now, the upside of this, too, is that there is a seamless gap of content. I mean, really, if people go on vacation, the real danger there is like, oh, we just have a season of Achievement Hunter, our season ended, we'll be back in 2 months.
Yeah.
That would be way worse,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
and you guys have managed to have a seamless transition from, one period of vacation to another period of vacation where you guys don't have huge gaps. That's a really good thing.
Yeah, no, I think we, as far as our content or as far as our scheduled shows go, I don't know if we've ever missed like a show. Like we've had a Let's Play come out on like a Saturday morning because like
I think Awu was about it.
It was like YouTube broke. Then Awu, we've taken a couple weeks off for like like holidays and things like that because that's the most topical show we have that comes out on the day we produce it.
I was surprised you guys didn't cover PAX this year because usually you go on the road with Awu.
Oh, it's just tough, man. Like being out there because we have pretty much now when we go to conventions, it's like we can't walk the halls without being stopped. So imagine trying to film something and trying to do new stuff while we're out there trying to film Awu and being surrounded the whole time. So and I don't know, and also now we have enough people back at the office where I feel less responsible as far as that stuff goes. I can step away and know it's still going to come out and know it's going to be produced, not have to worry about it. Like we've got Lindsay now who's like kicking ass, like cutting Awu for me when I can't do it. So
really? I thought she was editing the Minecraft Let's Plays now.
No, Gavin's always done Minecraft Let's Plays.
Well, I've done some. She edited one too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's slowly trying to like wean her onto them because they drive him insane. They take like 2-3 days to edit, so any break he can get is he'll take it.
It's 6 video streams that are up to an hour and a half long each, or more sometimes.
Oh my God, King Ray, which was a 3-parter, was somewhat recent. That was 4 hours.
Yeah,
that's 4 hours.
A lot of footage.
That was a brutal one.
He was pulling his hair out.
We had a Let's Play in the middle of King Ray. Like we ended up doing one thing that took us an entire Let's Play just to do that one thing.
Yeah, the one event took like one thing, one challenge in the game took an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't even know what's out right now, so I'm nervous about spoiling anything, so I'll be quiet. But,
well, how do you guys feel bringing this back to games? How do you guys feel about the Minecraft Mass Effect mashup that came out?
I thought it was kind of cool. It was neat. It was a neat idea. And we did a video on it already. We were walking around, and it's kind of like, wow, it's neat that they took that and kind of did something new with it.
Space Jump.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Space Jump.
Well, the weird thing is, I was trying to think, when was the last time that a property was mashed up with another property in the same, essentially, industry? Like, we have Angry Birds Star Wars, but that's a movie with a video game. We're used to video games being licensing movie properties, but this is the first time I can recall where you've had a video game license another video game and use it.
Well, I mean, you see that in some fighting games every now and then where characters pop up. Like Master Chief was in a Dead or Alive game, right? And like Link was in
Soul Calibur,
one, and then I forget who the last guy was.
Spawn was in Soul Calibur. Yoda, Darth Vader.
Yeah, so they've had a lot of characters.
Those are more like call-outs too. Like, you know what the weirdest one to me is?
What's that?
The skull that you can turn on in Halo, starting with Halo 3, which is the grunt birthday party when you shoot him in the head and the confetti pops out. And you hear that, yay! You hear that? That's from Viva Pinata.
Really?
Yeah, that's what happens when you break a pinata. It has the confetti and it has the noise. That's an exact soundbite from Viva Pinata that's in Halo.
That's funny.
Which I love both games, so it's like it's one of my favorite Easter eggs in a game.
Yeah, I've been playing Animal Crossing New Leaf now, and the amount of homages and references to other Nintendo games is incredible in that. Like
Nintendo's big on that.
Yeah, well, they own them all.
Yeah.
I just got the Master Sword, and it's like, what the hell? Okay, I have the Master Sword now. It's like, all right, put that in my little house. There we go. So, but yeah, it's kind of neat seeing those crossovers. I mean, when Marvel Cross Capcom or whatever came out, that was big, and now we've got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and then Tekken Cross Street Fighter coming out. Like, that's a cool idea that 2 different companies are making fighting games, mixing their characters together. Yeah,
but that's kind of like a meetup kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Minecraft's
even that's like a fighting game and a fighting game kind of. I see what you're saying.
Nothing like Mass Effect. Yeah, I mean, they're just totally different. And I mean, you can make the argument too that even before this Mass Effect mashup they did, Minecraft did have skins from Banjo-Kazooie. They had skins from Minecraft Trials.
I mean, now they have Dead Space. I mean, they've got tons of stuff.
Yeah,
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
it's weird how
that
they
was
can
a while
do that.
ago.
I mean, like, I mean, I wonder if they have to license those or if they're just given permission by the companies.
Dude, one of the nicest things probably about being independent is the fact that you're not blocked from going to certain properties and talking to them about it just because they're at a different studio. That's a rival studio or publisher, I should say.
Actually, when we were at PAX, the guys from Pony Studios, the guys who do Cloudberry Kingdom, they were literally across from us. Like, they were like right behind Mega 64. So I walked over there and talked to them. They were like, "Oh yeah, we loved your Let's Play." And I'm like, "Oh well, we've got like 8 in the can, so just keep an eye out for them." And then we talked about possibly doing something with those guys. So we might see some Achievement Hunter stuff pop up in a patch update with which would be really really freaking cool. And I mean, that game is incredible. And literally their entire studio is 4 guys. That's it. Yeah, it's like they have like 2 art guys, 2 programmers, something like that. And it's just like, wow, that's crazy that these guys can make a game and they had a blast doing it, and it turned out in a really good game. So
I like the fact that in that game you can go in and turn up the sliders and just make a level completely impossible.
Yeah.
On the custom matches where you just slide like all the hazards way up and you just open the level and it's just fire. That's like, it. Well, and your dude's standing there by an open door going, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna die. Listen, does anybody? I want to talk about GTA. Since we're on the subject of talking about Let's Plays. GTA 5 is
less than a week away.
The biggest story of the upcoming week.
So excited.
Yeah, so you guys have been doing a lot of Let's Plays in GTA 5 or GTA 4. Have been having a lot of fun with that. What's up with GTA 5? You guys excited about it?
Yeah. The map came out. I don't know if the map leaked or if Rockstar released it or what, but the map's
people are
out
playing
now.
it. Cliffy B posted a picture of him playing the game.
Son of a bitch! I've seen photos on Reddit of people who work at game stores and stuff like holding copies. Like, oh, this just came in. It's like, oh, you bastard! I
hate that trend, by the way.
Yeah,
like, man, with the new consoles, that's going to be a nightmare. Look what I got. And 4 million other people got this.
There was a video of a guy with an Xbox One that he was playing. Like, he was showing off the dash and stuff. And people are saying it might actually be a Microsoft like official leak. Like, oh, look, this leaked out because Microsoft never pulled it down. And it's like, that's kind of interesting. They wouldn't remove that from the web. So
it always happens.
Yeah, you see stuff like that. So
remember Reach? Remember how early all the stuff from Reach got leaked from an internal Microsoft alpha. Some guy's kid got on and just like posted a bunch of gameplay.
Wasn't it like a QA guy or something? Or
no, I think it was an internal beta. It was like an executive, and his kid was on it, and this kid recorded the gameplay footage.
Didn't some rapper release some photos? Like he took some photos of some gameplay or something? I forget. Like something leaked out of Reach. Because I remember seeing the Needler for the first time. I was like,
the needle rifle.
Yeah.
I
forget who did that.
Well, I know what you're saying. You think it was a rapper because he had a specific name and he put it on all of the photos.
Yeah,
I'll look it up while you talk about
King or something. But
yeah, I'll look it up while you talk about Halo Reach.
Well,
I mean, sorry, GTA 5. Talk about Halo Reach.
Talk about it now.
Yeah, GTA 5, dude, we are freaking amped for that game. And the only thing is we're gonna have to wait for the multiplayer stuff to come out. So or at least the multiplayer is gonna kick in officially like 2 weeks after the launch of the game.
I kind of like that.
Like first week of October or something.
Yeah. That gives us a chance to actually play the game and get our feet wet.
It's going to force me to play single player.
Was the name.
Tom Morello. Yeah. That's the guy from Rage Against the Machine, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a handle that somebody had online.
Okay. But, yeah, so it's going to be fun. I mean, I know I'm going to try to beat that game as quick as possible because that's going to be one of those games where, you know, someone's going to ruin the ending for you immediately or whatever, multiple endings, however they're going to do it. And especially with 3 main characters, too. You got to figure they're going to do, like, a branching storyline of some nature. So, I don't know. I want to get through it and try to beat it, and so...
Dude, look at the big memory on Jack.
Yeah.
Tom Morello is the lead guitarist for Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Look at you, man.
Good job, Jack.
That's awesome.
I like music. People don't like music.
I'm excited about GTA 5.
I like music, too. I don't remember his name.
Just for, like, the fact that when we started the GTA 4 Let's Plays a few months ago, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months ago maybe we started them, everyone had already played GTA. I mean, the game is, 5-6 years old already. All of us that were there. No, it wasn't new to anyone. We never played together. Like, I had never played GTA before with Jack and Ryan and Jeff. So it was, like, really fun. We just popped the game in. And like, the first couple Let's Plays weren't even, like, anything planned. It was just, like, run around and do shit in the game. And it was just, like, funny, crazy shit because it was all, like, somewhat new to us because we hadn't played in so long.
And it's GTA.
Yeah. That's what I can't wait for GTA 5. Like, the second we get the copies in the office, like, I want to record our friggin', like, menu screens, because it's like, the second we get into that game, there's just going to be, like, a billion things to do.
Well, I mean, that's the most fun about, like, the sort of the episode 1 of Let's Play series is because, like, it's all discovery at that point. It's like, oh, God, this does this. Oh, push this. Then, like, this does this. And you can fire a rocket at this. This blows up. And I can fly this. And, like, that kind of stuff is, like, my favorite part about the Let's Plays. Like, that's why I love going back to the Minecraft 1 episode and being like, oh, God. Like, how do you do this? What does this do? How come lavas won't stop, coming at me and whatever? But,
How come lava won't stop?
Yeah, stop lava.
Well, let me
Why
ask you
does
this.
it burn?
Since you have to wait 2 weeks for multiplayer to come out, I know it makes the most amount of sense to do Let's Plays in a multiplayer game, but why can't you do it single player? Like, why don't you guys do speedruns or something like that?
We tried doing that with BioShock Infinite. Did that ever come out?
No, well, that was different.
Yeah.
We tried something with BioShock Infinite.
I mean, we'll probably do more things to do in, which is like us sort of like, it's almost like a single player Let's Play, like just goofy shit in the game, single player. So there's bound to be stuff. And
I wouldn't be opposed at all to do a Let's Play in GTA 5.
Yeah.
Single player, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'm going to
it'll
be
be great.
I'll be working on some form of a map for that game because there's going to be stunt jumps. There's hidden spaceship parts apparently, according to the achievements. So I don't know if that's like the pigeons in this game or the boxes from 3. So, but
there's gonna be some
Hopefully
collectible.
there's a better friggin' reward than a fucking helicopter, like in GTA 4 for 200 pigeons.
Is that what it was? You just
Yeah,
did
it was
helicopter?
just a helicopter. That was it. Like GTA 3 and Vice City, it was like every 10 you got a weapon, like
Okay.
at your base. And GTA 4, it was like, well, there's 200 of them now, and you don't get shit.
God.
I just
You get
did
an
it-
achievement though.
I did it for the
Ooh.
achievement. That's why I did it.
That's what annoys me when games do that with achievements. Like when you take away the point of something just because it's an achievement. It's
Yeah.
like, give me something else. 200 collectibles is an absurd, like, just to get an achievement.
Couple
I
games
hate
handle it really well, and I hope GTA will follow in the footsteps of this, where you can buy the maps to find them.
Right.
Or in Assassin's Creed, after you get X amount, they start to automatically
Yeah.
appear on
Yeah.
your map.
In Revelation,
Crackdown would have been so much better.
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
they
well,
had
it's
that.
like Saints Row 4. It's the same thing. Saints Row 4, there's like 12 or 1,300 collectibles in the game.
Jesus.
But if you play far enough into the game and do like a few side missions, you can get a collectible finder, and they just all appear on your map. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it still takes a while, but it's like, a few hours, an hour
Yeah.
or two of running around.
Yeah.
It's like totally feasible. It doesn't bother me at all.
Those are cool, but at the same time, I'm the guy who loves making those maps, and now those kind of useless. Like, I mean, we didn't do one for 3 or Revelation, Assassin's Creed, because they literally had stuff in the game where you can just buy, and it's like, oh, there's everything on the map. It's like, well, that sort of takes the fun out of it.
For Jack, to be fair, though, but for everyone else in the world.
You have to think about me. That's what I'm saying. Hope the guys at Rockstar thought about Jack.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, Jack will be delighted if there's no fucking collectible thing in the game.
Another thing I liked was the way Far Cry 3 handled collectibles, in that I think there was like 120 of them, but the top achievement was 60. So once you got half of them, you were done. Yeah. So it wasn't like, the problem with that is with the collectibles, and I don't know if you approach it the same way that I do, where I want to get the achievement for collectibles.
Right.
So what I do is when I run into a collectible in the game, I'm like,
I'm
not touching it.
Exactly.
I'm not touching that thing, because if I touch it, I'm not going to remember where the hell I got it. Because I've been through a couple of...
That's my childhood.
A few of them where I've already had, I was on it and I was like, oh, I remember I got this one. There was a room and it had guns in it. I'll remember what this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck no.
Then
never.
It's gone.
Yeah, when you start going to like collect them and you have 7 out of 100, you'll go through like a list of 1 to 100 and then get to 100 and it's like, I have 94. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I've done that many times.
But I'm freaking jazzed for.
It looks amazing
for GTA 5. I mean, it looks incredible.
Well, that's the other thing too. Besides everything you're gonna be able to do in it, there's like a million things to do in the game. I mean, multiplayer is like freaking real life. It's like a virtual world. GTA 4, since it's so old, like the graphical increase from 4 to 5 is gonna be just like astronomical. Like especially from us. Like I said, we just play 4 all the time.
I don't know, man. The TV commercials, which I think would be their best foot forward, I'm not seeing it. I mean, a lot of the cutscenes and everything, they just look like GTA cutscenes.
Well, it's one of those things where you have to figure they're maxing out the Xbox and the PS3, right? Like they're pushing those things to the limits. I mean, it's multi-disc. It's at least 2 discs, I think. But
the current gen consoles.
Yeah, the current gen consoles.
Gotcha.
And you've got to think like, okay, we have a giant open world. But due to the size of this, we can't have all the character models look as good as we'd like, or whatever. Or we can have great character models, but really tiny areas. I mean, the map, they just released the map now, where the GTA 4 map is something like 8 square kilometers, whereas the GTA 5 map is like 36 square kilometers or 45. It's like a tiny little bit would fit right on top of GTA 5.
There was a screenshot. I'll see if Brandon can pull it up. I'm about to do an ad read here, but there was a screenshot that was put up on Reddit, which was the map, and then they blew out one of the screenshots as like, this is where this appears on the map. It was a tiny little red square, and the picture was like this epic canyon with a bridge on it and everything else. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, the map's gonna be awesome.
I want to remind our viewers that we are sponsored at The Patch today by Hulu Plus. Hulu lets you watch thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere. Stream it on your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Why stand in line or ride a train and just stare at your feet? You could be watching your favorite shows on Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus is a great way to binge watch your favorite shows. Hulu Plus has tons of episodes from great comedies like SNL, Community, Modern Family, South Park, Family Guy, and thousands of other shows. Hulu is also rolling out original programming like The Awesomes, an animated show for adults featuring inspired comedy from Seth Meyers of Saturday Night Live. Star-studded cast includes Bill Hader and Kenan Thompson, also from SNL. Watch it now on Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus is only $7.99 a month, and right now you can try Hulu Plus for a couple of weeks free on us when you go to huluplus.com/thepatch. Once again, that is huluplus.com/thepatch. And the URL is on the screen right now if you're watching on live stream, and if you're listening on iTunes, then it'll be in our link dump on our site, huluplus.com/thepatch. Did you guys know that Hulu does have a whole section for video games where they post whenever there's something new that comes out for a video game, Hulu grabs it and puts it up.
They put like trailers and stuff up.
I mean, I think everyone is like, they recognize that video games are becoming so unbelievably ingrained in the culture that if you have any kind of service, you have to do something that's related to video games.
Oh, yeah. Video games are a multi-billion-dollar industry now, and it's like you can't ignore that anymore.
Multi-billion
dollar.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Speaking of which, that was a big thing that came out with GTA 5. Did you hear about the budget?
Oh, yeah.
Budget of
it's like 260 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've already made it back on pre-orders.
Jeez.
Already made it back.
That is a lot of money, man.
Yep. They've not shown one single ounce of pure gameplay of that game. It's all been in like little cutscenes of trailers and things like that, and they've already made their money back. Or at least they broke even, I should say. That's ridiculous. But that shows how much people. I mean, Rockstar is the early Pixar of the video game industry, in my opinion. Pixar now is kind of waned a little bit, but I mean, for a while there, it's like every Rockstar title that's come out, it's like it hits.
What was the first GTA game that you played?
GTA 2.
The
top down.
One of the top down
Two
ones.
was also the first one I played.
One was the first one I played.
Yeah.
It was a top down
I
one.
remember playing that at a LAN party and being blown away by it. Here's the map.
Brandon's got some stuff for here, the map
so you can
comparison
see-
size.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a video right now. It's on YouTube. It's called GTA 5 map size comparison.
So we zoomed in all the way in, and it's like a guy by a pool, and then it's slowly pulling out, and like there's the city. Yeah, that thing is it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
It's
It
gonna
is.
be fantastic.
I find it interesting that it's an island. Unto itself. I find that interesting.
They've always done that. Even in like GTA San Andreas, it was like 3 islands that were all connected.
I have to admit that one of the things I hated about the GTA series was they always had the bridge that you're just not allowed to cross.
Yeah.
And it got unlocked as you went further along.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, well, what's the point of that?
Well,
Yeah.
they did something in 4 where, like on the radio, you could listen to the radio, and they said they're having issues with the bridge. Like they framed it like that, like the bridge is broken.
Yeah, they
right
did that
now,
in all
but
of them.
They're
And
like
that's why
repairing
cops
it.
will shoot the shit out of you if you're trying to cross the bridge.
In Grand Theft Auto 3, the game opens with like the bank heist and shit, and you got to go get 8-ball, and then you like blow up the bridge, and that's why the bridge is disabled for like the first quarter of the game. And then it's like they fix it, and then you can go across the next island.
Which is a good device until you realize the game does have boats in it as well.
Right.
Then it kind of throws it off.
I don't know if 3 has boats.
Well,
GTA 3?
Did 3 have
Did
boats?
Vice City have boats?
Vice City, I'm almost certain had boats. Because
Yeah.
that was like Miami. That would make sense to have
3.
boats.
I mean, San Andreas.
I don't think 3
I
had
want
boats.
to say the big change about Vice City was they added motorcycles.
They did. They
They
definitely
had-
added motorcycles.
There were
And
jets.
the weird thing about San Andreas was that they added bikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bicycles.
And all the
They
videos
suck
on that
ass.
are dudes riding bikes
Yeah.
and jumping over buildings.
Well, that makes it more realistic to the gang lifestyle, Bernie. That everyone's riding bicycles.
Keeping it real. I
Right.
get you.
But speaking of all of this too, so GTA 5 is coming out next Tuesday, and if you're in the Austin area, myself and Ray are going to be at the Microsoft store in the Domain, which is up north Austin, and we're going to be there for the GTA launch event they're doing there. So we'll be out there hanging out.
The
playing video game
Microsoft
stuff.
Store is doing a GTA launch event. Okay, that makes sense for Xbox.
Yeah, so they're going to do a midnight release, and I think if you pre-order it there, you get like $20 of Microsoft points or whatever it is now. I guess it's not points anymore. So
It'd be $20.
Yeah,
From
it's
what I
$20
understand, points are kind of having a legacy life now, where because we just did a promotion a couple of weeks ago for a sponsor that was giving out points to people, and the points are still a way that people get them. That's the way they put them into the Xbox, and then they
it
converts over
over.
to money, real money. And I guess it might work that way for a little bit longer.
It's like all the old money still floating around.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
like, all right, we'll take it. Get the shit out of
Just
here.
get rid of it.
You ever do that thing where you run into like an old bill, like, an
yeah.
old 50, and it's got like the small president in
Yeah.
the middle of
Yeah.
it? It looks like you're
His tiny little weird head.
It looks
yeah.
fake. But yeah, so right now I'll be out there. Well, actually, we're going to be signing people up for Extra Life, which is this cool 24-hour charity event going on in November. And so we've got a group set up here for Rooster Teeth. We've got a group, and we're going to be broadcasting live from the podcast set on November 2nd, from 8 a.m. on November 2nd till 8 a.m. on November 3rd. It's 24 hours. It's actually 25 hours this year because November 2nd is Daylight Saving Times Day. So we go back an hour, so we actually lose an hour. So it's going to be 25 hours of streaming, and more details will be popping up on that. But if you go to extra-life.org, you can check it out. More information on there. If you want to sign up for our team, extralife.org, and then go /team/Rooster Teeth. You can check it out. It's good charities. We're getting money for kids, and we're gonna for us in the Austin area, we're donating money to the Dell Children's Hospital.
We usually take money from kids. It's a big change it for us, yeah. That we're doing
But
that.
anyway, so
That's
check
really
that
cool.
out. It's really cool.
I'm glad we're doing that.
Yeah, more details going to be coming out soon, and it's going to be awesome. We've got some cool special stuff lined up for it. A lot of giveaways during the actual event. So yeah, come back.
Are you
for
going
more.
to give away Ray?
Yes, we're going to donate Ray to children.
Give him away.
they're going to use him to study. Let's see what the hell's going on.
I'm curious to see Ray at the Microsoft Store and see how many photos that he can get in.
Oh, yeah.
In the background that he's not supposed
He's probably
to
going to be in every one. Now he's supposed to be in them,
Yeah.
Bernie. He's the attraction.
Yeah, those. Who cares about those photos? I want Ray in the photo bombs. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
The unintentional photobomb.
Hey, Ash, we got information about the Steam thing yet? This is a hot topic that just came out. You want to jump up and we'll talk about it in a second? So this was a big week. Ash is going to tell us a little bit. We didn't have enough time to research what Steam just announced with family sharing, which is, I mean, it was one of those things that supposedly the Xbox was going to have, which we never heard
Maybe.
about until after, all the stuff went down.
No,
but
it was. They announced all that stuff, and then it all got pulled back. Like after when they went back on all the stuff they announced.
your memory of it might be different than mine, but I remember that they talked about the check-in stuff, then the check-in stuff got yanked, and they go, oh, and here's everything it would have had.
No, I'm pretty sure they said all the stuff, and they're like, okay, we have to pull all of that now. If you want to be able to sell used games or sell your game, we're gonna have to pull all this cool digital stuff out.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I remember it being the other way, where they pulled it first and they said, and because we lost this, now we can't do these things, which we never even talked about, and it felt like a punishment in a weird way. So Ash is ready to go. Ash, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Steam said?
All right, so Steam has just announced that they are about to enter a beta for a family sharing plan that actually sounds a lot like what Xbox One initially had planned before they took that out with the DRM change. So you can authorize up to 10 different devices to share your game library, and then people on those devices can play the games whenever you're not playing them, and they can also have access to the DLC, any of the DLC for those games that you own. Unless it requires things like third-party accounts or that sort of stuff, and you also can't borrow across regions. So there's a couple of weird limitations.
PCs have regions?
Oh, well, some games do get region locked, yeah. So, like, for example, like with the Saints Row 4 thing, how there was a different version of the game released in Australia. I don't know for sure if it was region locked, but, in a case like that where a game is region locked, you can't borrow across regions.
That seems interesting. It seems like people will take advantage of that and just share their libraries with their friends. Like, I don't know.
Isn't that with an online digital library though? Isn't that always a concern? Like, I could give you my password and we could all log into one Steam library.
I guess so. I mean, I guess you got to figure a lot of those games are multiplayer, and at that point, you won't be able to do it anyway. So it's not as big of a deal. But I don't know. People higher than me have thought of this stuff. So.
What's the feedback on it, Ash, so far from people?
Pretty positive so far. I don't think a lot of the really nitpicky details have got that much publicity yet, like the stuff about the region locking limitation. Mostly, I mean, no one can actually do it yet, so I think a lot of it's going to be figuring out exactly how it works and people getting comfortable with it or not. But it does sound like Valve has thought a lot of it through. I mean, they've got so let's say someone is borrowing your game and you want to play it. Well, because you're the owner, you always have priority, so you can start playing it and then they'll get a notification that they have to finish up, or they can buy it themselves and keep playing.
Oh, cool. Can they buy it there in that dialogue?
Well, not sure, but it sounds pretty straightforward. Like it's a good way for them to sell more copies of the games because you've been playing it and you have to stop playing it, but you've been having fun, so you can just buy it.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. But yet, you're logged off. Do you want to save your game? You got to buy it at this point.
Yeah. Sorry, good luck.
That's like back to the Xbox Live, like the achievements. It's like the arcade games.
Good
it's
call.
like you get this achievement if you buy the game.
Yeah.
Buy it now.
I never trusted that, by the way.
Yeah.
No?
It didn't work sometimes. It was bullshit.
Like,
I totally bought games and didn't get achievements. It happened.
I think that happened to me with Fable 2, I want to say, where it's like I got an achievement, I was like, yeah, I guess I should buy the game. And then I bought it, and I was like beyond the point where I get the achievement, but then I didn't get the achievement. So it's it's not always a perfect world.
That sucks.
Have you, Jack? Now Jack has been bitten by the street passing bug. Thanks, Ash. Appreciate the information.
Thank you.
So you have now. Why don't you show us here? You have a Nintendo.
I've got the black Nintendo DS, which actually I bought at PAX. Because I bought one for Katie when she came back as like a present, and then I was playing it actually in Las Vegas. I went to the GameStop Expo before I went to PAX.
Yep.
So I had it there, and I was playing with it, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." And then she got there, and I was like, "Here you go."
Want.
I'll buy one myself. And then I bought one at the Nintendo. Nintendo had a booth selling some stuff, and so I bought one there from the Nintendo.
Well, and then they announced the Pokemon DS, so you missed out on that.
The Pokemon DS.
I got that one, boy.
Are you getting which one? Are you getting?
Bought it. I got the red one.
You got the red one.
They
already have a new DS.
Yeah, it's coming out like it's just like a color. It's just like a pattern. It's just a 3DS XL.
Okay.
But I never bought a 3DS. I still have a DS XL, like a DSi XL.
Yeah.
I never like converted to the 3DS, and Pokemon comes out next month, and I was just like, shit, I really need to buy a 3DS so I can actually play that. So I pre-ordered one of those. Because I was going to buy the last one they made. It was like a Pikachu edition, but like the thing was fucking impossible to find.
Yeah.
And I went to like 5 different GameStops. I'm like, fuck this. So this one I just went online. I'm like, oh, pre-order, click. So I should get that in a few weeks. I think it comes out like the 27th or something this month.
They have a Luigi 3DS. Like it's a Luigi branded 3DS. Like it's green, has an L on it and everything. It looks awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And but it's like region locked to Japan. So that's the only place you can get it or buy it. And it's like, all right, well, get it and play games on it.
You can just buy, Japanese games.
that's all I gotta play is Japanese stuff through my game. But so
are you at all excited about the Wind Waker remake that's coming out for Nintendo or for Wii U?
Yeah, I don't have a Wii U, but if I did, I would certainly play it.
They have a Zelda Wii U now.
I saw that at PAX. It looks really cool, actually.
And that comes bundled with the game on it, which is one of those things I love. It comes with a digital version of the game. Ashley got an Animal Crossing DS, and it comes installed with Animal Crossing on it. So you don't ever have to have the cartridge or anything. I mean, you can always digitally download it.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, man, they do that so much better than everybody else.
Yeah,
because
they kind of.
They put the games out cheaper, and they put them out before they come out.
Yeah, but the problem is they're linked to the hardware, not to a profile.
I get you. That's true.
That's one big problem, because I bought Legend of Zelda on Katie's DS and then handed it to her, and it's like the original Legend of Zelda, and it's like, all right, I can't play it on mine. I can't re-download it online.
You could do a system transfer for it.
Yeah, but you
could have done that, and you could have kept all your Street Pass stuff as well.
Yeah, that's okay.
Have you run into yet on the Street Pass where one of the things that it does is that it tells you when you meet somebody new, it tells you what game they're playing.
Yeah.
And they say, I've been recently playing Animal Crossing is a big one everyone's playing now. And if you meet like a few people in a row who are all playing the same game, it says, boy, a lot of people are playing Animal Crossing. Do you want to go find out about this game in the Nintendo eShop?
Wow.
I mean, it prompts you to go do that.
Yeah. I got that for some Mario game, like Mario and Luigi Dream Team or something like that. I was like, wow, okay, no thank you.
What are you playing on it?
I'm playing Animal Crossing and just Street Pass. And I've actually, I had an old DS, and so I found all my old games I had. So actually in here, I have Contra 4. So that's like one of the cooler games. Actually, Contra 4 is a really, really badass game. It's sort of like a throwback to the original Contra titles. And so you can actually play Contra and Super Contra on in the cartridge itself. Like they actually have full versions of it. Super C, excuse me, not Super Contra. So anyway, I'm playing that and Animal Crossing. That's what it comes down to. And Street Pass.
I once again have Ocarina of Time. I'm going to finish that goddamn game at some point in my life.
How far are you?
I don't know. I have a horse.
Yeah?
That's all I know.
Oh, so you're an adult.
I'm super excited. Well, I am playing Ocarina of Time, so no, not really. I'm an adult, not quite.
Are you adult Link?
Yeah, I think I'm grown up-ish.
Are you riding the horse?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have the horse, or you
riding
riding
I have the
it?
horse, and
okay,
I ride it.
then you're an adult.
Oh, okay. So only adults can ride horses.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you just woo the horse with your beautiful song, and then later as an adult,
I got like 6 songs. If that tells you anything, that's where I am. I think maybe 7.
All right.
I might be rocking 7.
Love that game.
You want to talk a little bit about Pokemon since it's come up, because they've made a bunch of announcements about Pokemon. They had a Nintendo Direct last week where they talked a lot about it. The Mega Evolved Pokemon. Have you read up on it at all?
Yeah, Ray's definitely more the news guy, like for Pokemon. Like he reads up on all that, and I basically just like pick up whatever the fuck Ray is spouting out. But the Mega is basically like this. It's like in Pokemon, whenever your Pokemon evolve, they evolve like forever. You know, they change and like they go to the next stage of their form and they can't go back. But like with Megas, there's certain Pokemon when they're at their max level of evolution, be it like the starters all have like 3 levels. So when they're at their 3rd level, there's some kind of scenario in a battle that can happen where they evolve again, but just for that battle, and then they go back to normal like afterwards, which is pretty much like what Digimon does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's like the whole Mega thing. But it's like for new Pokemon, and there's a bunch for like the older Pokemon. The other thing is like you can actually pick, besides the 3 new starters that you can choose from in the new games, you can choose the original 3 from the very first games, Red and Blue.
Aw.
So you get like to choose 1 out of 6.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. They're way cooler, man.
The old throwback.
Dude, the throwbacks, the original 151, they're where it's at.
Now, it's clear for if anybody who's watched our podcast before, I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like a wrong point in time for me. Is there something like historically with Pokemon where like a change they made? Like this Mega Evolution thing seems like it could be...
This is certainly the biggest change, I think, in Pokemon, period.
Really?
In everything. I mean, the game, it's its first game where it's actually going 3D, like 3D perspective. Because, like, I mean, the first Pokemon came out in, I think, 97, 98, something like that.
You have a DSi. Let me ask you real quick, because he's talking about that. Do you keep the 3D on?
I do.
You do?
Yes, I use the
shit
shit out of 3D.
You are one of the few people who uses the 3D that I know of.
I understand that. Yeah. It's tough. Like, pretty much whenever I show something to somebody, like if I'm showing Katie something, I'll turn it off and be like, there you go. But for the most part, I have it on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. It's
well,
cool.
it's like Pokemon. So Pokemon came out in like 98 or something, and it used, you know, a lot of the similar like NES, SNES styles of like the top-down view of just like game style, and then you get in the battles, and it's just like animation for the battles. But while the graphics have gotten better and better, like through all the different Game Boy advancements, like, you know, Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS and all that shit, they've never changed from the top-down view. It's only just like, you know, 2-dimensional-esque. But this the newest ones are the first game they're ever actually like changing the perspective, so it's like behind the character, so it's actually like a 3D game.
So what are the games like the Pokemon World or Pokemon Battle Arena or something?
There's
like
like
that?
a million other kinds of Pokemon games.
So-
I never really played much of the like outside the main
Okay.
franchise. There's so many spin-offs. I mean, it's like Mario or Zelda.
So it's
There's
not
just,
it's not like the
billion
main sort of
spin-offs.
storyline. It's just like a smaller.
If you're gonna say
Yeah, I guess.
Mario, I've got to say Pokemon.
That's fine.
That's the way it's got to be that way.
Yeah.
So if guys who've never played Pokemon before,
Uh-huh.
should we just start with XY? Is that what you think we should do?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're not missing much.
No?
Really, it's not like what's happening. You know what I mean?
the
It's just
huge
like-
storyline.
Yeah,
We'll have to watch
it's
the
just
movies,
like you're
read
a
the
kid
books.
and there's Pokemon. There's no animals in the world anymore. There's just Pokemon.
What's
So,
the
like,
motivation of this Venusaur character?
The Pokemon extended universe is just
Yeah.
way out of control.
Well, it's like dog. What's a dog? But I've got friggin' Growlithe over here, which is a dog, but he's just like got a fire tail. Pokemon basically just removed animals. There's no animals. There's no animals besides Pokemon in the real world. Like there's no such thing as birds. There's just Pidgeotto and Spearow flying around.
That's it?
Yeah, there's I mean,
Are there multiple versions of that same thing? Like are there multiple
there's like
Pidgeots?
400 million,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
So it's not like
yeah.
there's one like there's
So
three
it's
birds
a
in the
type
sky.
of bird. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like Frank
but
the
there's
bird.
there's like 4 kinds of birds. And it's just like, man.
So do you know if they're going to incorporate any like Spot Pass or Street Pass type
I have
stuff
no
with the
idea.
3DS?
Oh, I'm sure.
You
I'm
gotta
sure.
I
get
don't know
figured
why
out.
they wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's
They've
like
built
getting
in.
like ridiculously popular.
Yeah. Well,
Like just around this office, like
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, this fucking Street Pass.
Well,
Everybody keeps. What are these kids talking about?
I
Gotta
like-
get hip
It's
and with
addictive,
it.
dude.
I like
Yeah.
that you get
Addictive.
the what is it, play tokens? What are they called?
Play coins.
Play coins by walking. That's cool. That's really clever of Nintendo to do that.
So here's the way that
Oh,
works.
no.
Oh,
You
here
get
we go.
coins. You can trade them in for stuff on your street passing games.
Yes.
What's the one you're playing? You playing any one of them?
I'm just doing the main two, the puzzle and
And the quest.
and Find Me 2. I'm on right now.
There you go. It's called Find Me in America. It's not called the same thing.
Oh,
Every
okay.
region has a different name. It's like
Huh.
called Street Pass Quests, some other places and things. But you use the play coins to like bring in other adventurers and things like that. I'd recommend the Ghost game. Is a lot of fun. It's called
Ghost
Monster
game?
Manor.
Okay.
And the Warrior's Way game, which is the big army game. It's okay. It's okay. But it's like it's a little frustrating because it seems like a very simple mechanic, but it's
They've
really
got
not.
like 4 new games. There are 4 games you can purchase, right?
Yeah.
So
and I
those
haven't
two
played the
and
other
some
two.
more. Okay.
I haven't played Me Force and I haven't played the Flower game, the garden game.
Okay.
But the play coins, the way they work is every 100 steps you get 1 play coin.
Yeah.
And you get up to 1,000 steps in a day, which is not that much.
No, not at all.
And you can get 10 play coins. Or you can change your date and just keep shaking the fucking thing.
That's lame though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's lame until
Or is
you
it
need
called
some
winning?
fucking tokens, Jack. Okay.
play coins.
I need to buy a new pair of shoes. I'm gonna shake this baby.
Although at the end of the day,
Not like a physical baby.
I don't know what the rewards in Pokemon are. Like maybe you get to shake a baby Pokemon at the
Yeah.
end, but Nintendo, it's like always like the reward at the end. I know achievements are like, most people who cares about it? It's a little plink that comes up and you get this
Yeah.
little thing. I like it because it's a historical perspective, and then you have like a guy like Ray who you say this guy's in the top 100 in the world for doing this stuff. He's like right at 100, 101. His
Yeah.
gamer score. Unfortunately, with the Nintendo, you don't really have that history of what you've played.
Yeah.
And the stuff you get, it's like I played Animal Crossing, and then after a while, I was like, I'm really just doing this to build up a house. All of this stuff I'm
Right.
doing is to build up this little house
It
and
doesn't go
buy
anywhere.
sets. It doesn't go anywhere.
Right. It
Like
doesn't go outside of that.
Yeah. And I love street passing, but after you've completed a couple of the games, you're like, so just get another hat. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like, and the hats aren't even that special because other people can buy them. Although
Yeah.
Warrior's Way comes with this like badass crown.
There's some cool hats, man. There's some,
All right. To be fair,
I did see someone walking around with like I
hats.
think a virtual boy like stuck to their face. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, you can get a Rob the Robot too.
Oh, really?
hat.
I've
Yeah.
seen Rob. I've seen the Famicom. I've seen NES. Yeah,
GameCube.
GameCube.
Yeah, you get them all. You get them
Yeah.
all. This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 20% off, please go to squarespace.com and use offer code PATCH9. That's PATCH and the number 9. Tweet a link to your Squarespace website with the hashtag Rooster Teeth Squarespace. Your Squarespace site could get a mention in a potential future episode. And for 5 lucky people that tweet their website, they get a cool Squarespace gift pack with a free t-shirt and a free Moleskine notebook. Tweet a link to your Squarespace website using the hashtag Rooster Teeth Squarespace. 5 winners will be picked for the Squarespace gift pack on or about September 13th. That's just a couple days away from here. And another 5 on or about September 30th. which, if my math is correct, Michael, is 17 days later. That might be correct.
That's correct.
So thanks again to Squarespace for being a great sponsor of the Patch Podcast. We certainly appreciate it. And, it says here online portfolio, too. I never thought about that too much. It's like, that's... If someone were to want me to get hold of me and get a job at Rooster Teeth, because that's the only company that I hire for, I would want to look at their online presence before I'd want to see any kind of paper documentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, when people hand me stuff or I get like a resume, it's like, it doesn't feel like, I know it's a concrete thing, and I'm sure there's some old school business dudes who love that. I would much rather see that somebody has some kind of presence online.
Yeah. I remember when I was,
not just a Facebook page.
when I was in Los Angeles, I made my website, jackpattillo.com. I made that with my whole portfolio, my resume, everything I'd done. Did a whole big thing for it. Now it's just a photo of me playing Rock Band, I think. So I pulled it all down. But yeah,
I
it
just figured
makes
that
sense.
was your resume.
Yeah, just me
Just
playing.
a photo of you playing Rock
me
Band.
kicking in the air, playing Rock Band on a menu. Yeah,
Apparently it sold us.
Yeah, got him a job.
We hired him.
but yeah, that's cool. Digital portfolios are the next big thing, I think.
Michael, have you ever had your own website or anything like that, or have you always had YouTube channels and stuff like that?
No, I just use YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, look,
I
there's
never
Jack
really-
rocking it out.
There's
Jack.
jackpattillo.com.
These guys are
Rocking it
fast
out.
on the photos, dude.
Yeah, they're
I
quick.
never even used Facebook. I never really had a thing that was like, this is my website, like this is where I'm at, like MySpace or Facebook or anything like that. I never did anything like that. I didn't really give a shit.
Yeah, I'd say, it's just like looking back across the history of Rooster Teeth, you gotta outlive that stuff. Oh, and somebody just sent me a link. I'll take a look at it, but somebody sent me a link on Twitter to he put together a bunch of different interviews where we talked about the history of Rooster Teeth, and he put them into one chronological story.
Oh, wow.
Of all the different times we've talked about the history of the company. And I
That's
thought,
cool.
And we've had documentaries done about the company. Like Machinima did a documentary called Infonaut about
Yeah, it was like a
about Rooster
three-parter.
Teeth. Yeah, and so we've done those a lot, but there's always we didn't tell this story in this interview,
Right.
or we told this way, or
Yeah.
just over time, you kind of select based on who you're talking to what story you want to tell about it. And this person went through and they glued it all together. Don't have their name, don't have the link to show you, but I will. It'll be in the link dump for when this is up on iTunes.
Yeah, someone did something similar to that with Achievement Hunter, with Jeff talking about playing video games with his friends, and it was this really dramatic, not depressing, but it was a happy story, and it's all of us goofing around and playing, doing AWU stuff. But anyway, it's crazy when people can take stuff and repurpose it in such a way where it's wow, this is completely different and really cool.
I love that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy
it's
how
neat.
many kind of montages I've seen that Jack's talking about with people take clips of AWU and behind the scenes and all that stuff and combine it. And it's also amazing how they make us look not like pieces of shit, right?
Yeah.
You slow an image down by 50%, or a video, and you add some sort of emotional music.
A Whitney Houston song.
Yeah, and it's just those guys, man, or throwing some lens flare and shit. And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
man,
The
they just
sepia
love each other.
tones.
Well, they have to put the lens
we
flare
look
in
good.
to mask the guy who's coming in to slap you in the
Right,
face.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. The choking Gavin goes from choking to hugging.
Right.
So it's just that motion.
It's just
it looks
it's
like
a
you're
nice
gonna hug
slow
him, but
fade
yeah.
as you go to strangle the life out of him, and it just moves on to the next clip.
With you guys in the Achievement Hunter, I bet there is what is the longest amount of time where you could show one of you on video where it's not ruined completely? Oh, they fucking ruined it. Somebody got hit or somebody thrown at them.
It's not
or something
long.
like that.
Absolutely.
It really isn't that long. Or somebody shoved the chair out from under them or something
it's
like
great.
that.
lots of wackiness.
Well, it's
I wonder what the longest continuous thing is.
The thing is, it's never that long anyway because somebody does it. But then if it's 10 seconds and you realize no one else does it, it's I got to be first. It's oh, I better fuck something up before Ray or Gavin does it first.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
open a new jar of peanut butter.
Right.
It's flat. You're
Yeah.
oh, I can ruin this.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just shifty eyes all around the room. The dark horse with that one is Ryan.
Dude, Ryan is
He
right.
keeps coming out of nowhere. I'm always oh, I'm gonna get. I got this one, Gavin, and then Ryan just whoop, just I killed the guy first, and I'm Ryan, you've murdered again.
Ryan is an evil genius. I'm
He
scared of that
seems
dude.
like he's got the long play
Yeah.
terrorizing going
Yeah,
on.
he does.
Yeah.
The long play of him sitting on a throne made of our bodies.
It's you wake up one day and you're like, hey, this Ryan guy's nice, and then a month goes by, and it's how does Ryan own my house?
Yeah,
well,
what
pretty
just
much.
happened?
I think
Yeah.
that's gonna happen.
I bought these beans from him. I don't know what happened. I traded my cow for it.
And now my tires are flat, and I have no pants. So look at Ryan.
Look how evil he looks.
They put him up there. How did he
shirt
get the
I'm wearing.
reputation for being evil? How did he establish that? 'Cause he's a nice dude.
I don't know. Well, somehow he ended
Dude,
up
it's
a
all
cow,
about that friggin' narrative.
Yeah.
Back to
It's that cow.
Minecraft.
It's that cow.
A cow walked into his Minecraft house, and instead of shooing it out or doing whatever, he made a hole and put the cow in the hole. And now
As
it's
you do.
Yeah, as you do, I guess. And so now that
set him free.
the cow lives inside of his house, and then Michael set him free at some point, and Michael was like so sneaky about it. Took all his time to
Wasn't
finally get him
sneaky
out.
at all, actually. I ripped half his house apart to get him out, actually.
And so like Michael was so excited, he's like, "Oh, like, we're gonna end this video," and then all of a sudden we go back and everything is back to exactly how it was. And we didn't like quit and not save. Like Ryan went in and fixed everything exactly how it was and didn't tell anyone. And it's like Michael and Gavin are like, waiting for it to happen. There's just no reveal.
Nope.
They walk into his house like, oh wait, what? And like the amount of confusion on their face, you can't even see it.
Yeah, we don't have video, but like in the audio, you hear like, what? What? And like Gavin and I are just looking at each other. I'm like throwing my hands up in the air, like, what the fuck happened? Like, did we restart? Because like his whole house is totally fixed. And Ryan's like, oh hey Edgar, what's up? And I'm looking at Gavin, and then I see Ryan like smirking, and I slowly turn and look at Ryan, and he just starts maniacally laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, you're next.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's that guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the Hannibal Lecter of Achievement Hunter.
is.
Like he's the guy we have in a straitjacket, but we're
Perfect
still
fit.
terrified of him.
You need to get a little mask for him where you talk to people.
But
All right, so what do you guys play now? Let's because we got about 5 minutes left. So what are you guys playing right now?
At home, I am playing Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my iPad. I am also on Animal Crossing and still Payday 2. That Payday 2 is awesome.
I'm playing fucking what is it called? Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, which I'm borrowing from Ray.
Jesus.
It's pretty
Cartoon
awful.
Network.
I hate that game.
Punch Time Explosion.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
Ray,
that?
Ray beat the shit out of me in that game.
Yeah,
It sounds like
Versus.
it sounds like a Flash game.
No, it's kind of like it's like a rip-off of Smash Brothers.
Okay.
But with all Cartoon Network characters, but just awful. Like it's not even a rip-off, like a clone. Like the game's terrible. The mechanics are awful. It looks like shit. It's just terrible. But I'm also playing Payday 2, which is also it's fucking incredibly fun, that game.
Yeah.
And I'm playing State of Decay for full play.
Yeah, you know what? When you first started playing State of Decay on full play, I'm gonna check some comments on Twitter real quick. When you were playing State of Decay, you just started that. Was last Sunday the first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I'd talked to you beforehand. I would like to try you to play the Viva Pinata as a full play. And I know it's not like a straight game, but it's like you can play it for a couple of weekends in a row. I'd love to see you play. Have you ever played it before?
I've played it, but like the game on the surface, you know, it's like this fun kids game, but it's like so fucking complicated as far as like trying to sort everything out. Like I remember like getting notepads together and shit, and I had strategy guides, and I was trying to like make everybody bang each other and shit. And then this guy kept showing up and wrecking my shit, and I didn't have like a strong enough something to hit him on the head with, and I just like got pissed off, and I didn't really play it. I played it, but maybe no more than like 5 or 10 hours.
I never got into that one. Never got into Viva Pinata.
Twitter's not offering much for us to talk about. They talk about the Humble Bundle. New one just came out.
New one just came out. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's got, I think, Brutal Legends in there and like FTL
Fez.
and Fez. Yeah,
Is in there.
so check that out. We also have new DVD on sale. We have a bunch of new DVDs this one.
Yeah. We're expanding our home video product. And guess what?
I am excited. The first Achievement Hunter DVD, we have the Fails of the Week DVD, is now available. So you can pick it up, roosterteeth.com/store. I don't know if it's going to be in actual physical stores as well. I'm sure it will be. But you can buy it on iTunes, I think.
Now look at this. Here's some clips from the
there we
Achievement
go.
Hunter DVD.
Yeah, so apparently...
Look at Ray.
So, like,
Ray looks like he's delivering a message as a hostage, doesn't he? Look at the flag behind him on the wall.
Oh, look, I'm wearing the same shirt. So,
you are.
Jeff and I, we talked about sort of the creation of Achievement Hunter and fails and stuff like that. And I was like really sweet, and I was like, oh yeah, it's really awesome.
I
Like,
heard
I love
about
it.
this.
And then apparently, like Gavin, Michael, Ray just like shit on me the whole time. I was like, awesome, thanks guys, I appreciate that. So
I did hear about that.
It was
yeah.
asynchronous. That they didn't realize the content of anyone else's interviews. Did you guys fucking talk in that office? You got like 25 square
That would
feet.
ruin the surprise, though. Why would we want to go in there coordinated like?
Yeah. So
But you know, I really love the fact that the first Achievement Hunter DVD is Fails themed one, because Fails was the first show for Achievement Hunter that really took off.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Awu's been around for a long time, and you know, Trials Files and things like that. But to me, Fails is that was like the first show.
Yeah,
and that was
absolutely.
when Achievement Hunter first started to get a sense of that. It was like it wasn't going to just be achievement guides and things like that.
No.
And I know every time we say achievement guides, there's always people who go like, "Yeah, bring back the achievement guides." But people really loved all the different shows.
Yeah, that was cool. It's nice to actually, like, here we go, some clips from it. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see, like, okay, we've got something new, we've got something original that we can do every single week, and so it's nice to see that it's kept up, and so we'll see what happens. And it's nice to have a DVD too, because we can't really release DVDs. Like, no one wants to buy an AWU DVD, I don't think. But And I mean, we can't sell Minecraft DVDs. Like that's one of the problems working with what we do. The stuff we do is we don't, we can't sell merchandise based off a lot of the stuff we do. So
well, we test lots of different things. You know what I mean? We're the history of Rooster Teeth. We've always stayed adaptive. We've always tried things out, see how they work, and sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't. You know what I mean? And it's like I see that a lot too now as we go on and we have bigger productions and more productions in the catalog. That occasionally I'll see a thread in our forums or somewhere else where it's like, hey, whatever happened to this? It's like, well, the audience didn't really respond to it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So, and we can't just keep doing something because, a handful of people like it. And, it tends to be an audience reaction that, like, people tend to have a fonder memory of something after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
Quick Bits, perfect example.
A Futurama.
Quick Bits.
There you go. How about Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Quick Bits friggin' Quick Bits took a lot of time to make. Quick Bits was like 1 to 2 minute clips of the 3 Let's Plays of that week.
Yep.
And Gavin mostly made that. And it was basically like, if you didn't watch the Let's Plays, this is a much shorter version to just watch. It was like the funniest bits. And then, maybe you want to go watch the Let's Play after you watch it. And you think like, oh, it's 3 clips from 3 Let's Plays that already existed. It'll be easy. That thing took like half a day to make. Like Quick Bits, I made like 2 of them. It took forever to make. And it's like, it wasn't, it came out all right, it did well, and then, it just didn't do it that well after, a few weeks, and I think, like, we had, like, 10 or 15 episodes of it, and then it got killed, and then everyone's like, oh, my God, what happened to it? It's like, well, nobody watched it.
Yeah.
That's what happened to it, We can't make it just because, 30 people loved watching it.
Yeah, it was a lot of work and not worth the, the return on it, so.
Yeah, and there's
happens.
a thing that happens, too, when you make something and it takes off, then you yourself become super enthusiastic about it. I mean, if you have one show you're making and it gets 1,000 comments, and then another show you're making where it gets 42,000 comments, you're in there more often talking about this people, and people they get you excited about it as well. It really is a symbiotic relationship. And with things like the home video thing, it's like, we try it, and obviously with Fails, we already have a relationship with Halo with some of our other home video products, which I think is obvious. And so we can do stuff like Fails of the Week as a starter, and if it works well, then we can branch out to other things. We can use it as a case study, not only for internally of saying we want to make other shows based on some of our other properties, but then we can go to developers and publishers and say, here's a great case study of how well this other thing worked, and we'd like to do that too. So hope you guys check it out, and hope you like it.
Yeah.
That about does it for us today on The Patch. Michael, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Jack, thank you for coming and saying nice things.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
I do what I can. I say nice things to people and not shit on them. Anyway.
And Michael, you were nice too.
We're less than a week away from GTA 5. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but next time I see you guys, you're going to be like buried into...
We're going to be eyes bloodshot because we will not have slept by this point.
Probably not.
Anyway, come see Ray and I at the Domain in Austin if you're around. So next Monday night.
And check out the Fails of the Week Achievement Hunter DVD, and also be sure to keep your eye posted to roosterteeth.com for all the latest news, including some upcoming information about our Extra Life team that we're going to be fielding. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye.